There's a section of the CARES Act that just has not received nearly as much recognition as it deserves. We all know about the EIDL grant, the Paycheck Protection Program for businesses by now, but we're not talking about those today. We're talking about a much more exciting program. That is Section 1112 of the CARES Act. This section says the Small Business Administration is required to make 6 months worth of payments on new and existing SBA loans, completely free. I've talked about this in the past, but I feel the need to again for several reasons, including the time is running out if you want to take advantage of this program. I have some new information on the program itself. I have some examples of what you can do with this program, which I'm going to talk about later on in this video. I'm going to pull up some real life examples of how this could be used to purchase pretty significant things. And I'm a business owner myself, and I simply feel obligated to get this information out there to any fellow business owners or aspiring entrepreneurs, whatever your scenario is. I was actually just doing an orientation and overseeing the training of 5 of our new hires at my business this morning. And I'm just really excited to see the economy is starting to swing back to the positive side, and sales are increasing, employment is slowly getting better, things are overall getting better, and because of this upswing, it makes it even more exciting that we have this SBA program available right now. So what exactly is this program? Well, as I said, the SBA is required to make 6 months worth of payments on new and existing loans, specifically 7A loans, 504 certified development company loans, and microloans. These are not payment deferments. It is 6 months of full payments of principal and interest that you, the borrower, will never be responsible for. It seems too good to be true, I know. So in this video, I'm going to break down the different types of loans and some creative ways you could use them for your business or your potential future business, a ton of different scenarios. Even if you're not looking to buy a new business, this program could benefit you, so make sure you watch the entire video just so you know exactly where to start and you know the ins and outs of the program itself. So starting off with the options. The most popular type of SBA loan is the 7A loan. These loans can be used for a variety of things, including working capital, refinancing debt, or purchasing a business, purchasing real estate, purchasing equipment. The loan size can be up to $5 million, but usually isn't lower than $30,000 for this program. But don't worry if you're looking for a smaller loan. There actually are other programs for that too, so I'm going to cover that later on in this video. But notice all the different things that this loan can be spent on. It is a very versatile financing vehicle. Have to spend more than before because you have more sales coming in than you expected? Get a working capital loan. Let the SBA pay for 6 months. Is your business slowed down due to the pandemic and having a hard time making debt payments? Refinance your debt and let the SBA pay it off for 6 months. And yes, of course, if you're looking to buy a business, the SBA will cover 6 months of payments. This is real. Lenders are aware and they want to get loans out before the program expires. The SBA was allotted $17 billion to run this program, and hardly anyone is talking about it. So 7A loans do vary quite a bit based on exactly what you're trying to have financed, but here are some general loan ideas just so you can get a basic idea of how it works. Current interest rates are between 5.5% and 9.75%. Again, this varies based upon what you're financing and how long the loan term is. Longer loans typically have higher interest rates in this case. And as a side note, there are other SBA fees as well that you'll want to look into if you're serious about these loans. You'll have to ask your lender specifically what their additional fees are for that. According to the SBA, a 10 to 20% down payment is required for these loans. However, many lenders require at least 20%, and I've seen some as high as 30%, but that's not always the case. These 7A loans are, in the past at least, notorious for having relatively small down payments. There are several creative ways you can come up with down payment assistance if you talk to your lender about it as well. They're used to working with people who don't necessarily have millions of dollars to spend on purchasing something huge. So maximum loan terms are up to 10 years for working capital or up to 25 years for commercial real estate loans. A 680 credit score is required for these loans. And as a side note, again, there are certain situations where people can actually use a 7A loan for a startup, but it's much harder to get a loan in this situation. In most cases, you will need excellent credit and a high net worth to be considered for a 7A startup loan. It's difficult, but not impossible, and the SBA would still pay 6 months worth of payments in that case. There's a different loan type, again, that is better for startups, but it's smaller. Again, I'll talk about that later on in this video. Also, the last time I talked about these loan programs, I received countless emails requesting guidance through the loan process. I unfortunately do not offer this service because I feel a high quality loan officer will be able to do a much better job than I ever could, and you're paying for that through the loan anyways, so I couldn't in good faith charge people for that. I do, however, offer regular business consulting for sales, marketing, managing, things like that. All right, then finally moving on, if you are purchasing a business, you will likely be required to prove industry experience or business management experience and have a solid business plan. Again, this isn't impossible to get past, but it might create a roadblock. But let's take a second to work out an example here with a real-life business currently for sale right now. This lighting maintenance and distribution business has just over $5 million in revenue, seller's cash flow of $485,000, and all for a sale price of $1.9 million, a multiple of 3.9 times earnings. Not bad. On face value, it looks like a pretty good deal. Anyways, let's say you purchase this business at full price for $1.9 million. And you do so at a 10-year term and will estimate high and go 8.5% interest with 12.5% down, or $237,500 down, leaving a loan size of $1,662,500. The monthly loan payment would be about $18,500 a month, which sounds like a lot, but this business profits over $40,000 a month, meaning your debt ratio is over 2 to 1, and that's pretty healthy. If the SBA pays for 6 months of payments, they pay for $18,500 times 6, which is $111,000, or just about 6% of the business that you just purchased. Where else can you get a deal like that? Nowhere. Plus, you're purchasing a cash flowing business in this case, so you could even keep paying down the loan over the first 6 months and end up with even less interest at the end of the loan. So there's a ton of ways that this could be utilized. All right, moving on. The second type of loan that the SBA will pay 6 months of payments for is the CDC/SBA 504 loan. This program is for business owners who are looking to purchase or build real estate that they plan to operate out of. You can either renovate a building, purchase a building, or build a building. The business has to occupy at least 51% of the business purchased or built though, but you could still rent out 49% of the business. Like you could purchase a larger business, rent out a portion. That could be a potential awesome way just to get some extra revenue, extra cash flow coming in through the door. Current interest rates are really cheap on these right now because federal interest rates are so low. So you're looking at between 2.24% and 2.71%. Loan terms are 10 years or 20 years. The other loan terms are very similar to the 7A loan though, so I'm not going to take up your time explaining all of that again. They're very similar. And then finally, the third type of loan the SBA will pay 6 months of is a microloan. This is perfect for those who are looking to start a business or need a smaller amount of funding for their existing business, or you're looking to purchase a smaller business. A microloan can be up to $50,000, and like I mentioned, it's used for starting or expanding small businesses. This loan cannot be used to refinance debt or buy real estate though. The loan term for this is 6 years and has an interest rate between 5 and 10%. Now, I suspect that this program is going to be the most interesting to most people, and it could be used very similar to that example that I made earlier where the SBA paid for 6% of that lighting business. So just for fun, let's go through another example of a much smaller business. This dog daycare for sale. It's for sale for $42,500. It does $122,000 in sales and has cash flows of $30,000. A down payment on this would leave a remaining loan of $37,400. A loan with a 6-year term and 8% interest would result in monthly payments of $415 to your lender. $415 times 6, the 6 months. From here, if you are interested, you will have to go through an SBA lender similar to how the Paycheck Protection Program works. And I would strongly recommend you take a look online to see local lenders that approve the highest amount of SBA loans in your area, and then use that lender. Use someone who's really familiar with the process. They will be much more familiar with the program and will be able to get it processed much faster. And then the last note here, time is of the absolute essence. You need to get this loan before September 27th, 2020. You can still make it work, but get this process started today. In fact, click that subscribe button, click the like button if you appreciate this video, then close out of YouTube and start looking for lenders right now if you're interested, because it's a real time crunch. Now, I really hope that one of you out there can benefit from this program. If you end up securing a loan, please let me know and keep me updated on your business progress. I'll be really excited to hear the successes that come out of this. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.